Hello and welcome to the video on multiplication. Now this video is going to show you the formal written method of long multiplication, but before I do, I want to take you through a couple of stages beforehand. Okay, now the stage I'm going to take you through is the grid method, and then a method that I don't really have a name for, but it's the step before long multiplication. Now, I don't want you to remember these steps. Just watch and learn as I show you how to partition a number, how we multiply it, what it means to do long multiplication. But if you already know this, then please skip forward to the end where you can see the formal written method where I teach it, and then I go through a bonus practice at the end. Now, good luck, and I hope you enjoy. Hello. Right. Like I've given you the introduction, we are going to go through the stages of multiplication, starting off with grid method. So as you can probably see, I have put a grid up, a lovely pink grid, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. So first of all, let's take a two-digit number and multiply by another two-digit number. So I'm going to go for 42, and then I'm going to multiply that by, let's pick something a little bit trickier. Let's go 73. Okay. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to partition these numbers. So that means break them up. So in here, I'm going to have 70. And in this one, I'm going to have 3. Okay. Reason being is 7 tens is 70, 3 ones is 3. And then on this side, if you haven't already guessed, we're going to have 40, and then we're going to have 2. Now, I'm going to show you what we're going to do before we do it. So, let's use a different color to pink. Orange. Right. So, I'm going to multiply 40 by 70, then 40 by 3. Yeah? And then I'm going to multiply 2 by 70, and then 2 by 3. And at the end, I'm going to add them all up. Okay? So I'm letting you know that in advance. Now, what people often get confused with is that when they try to lay it out, they will do 2 times 73 or 4 times 73, and then they'll get it all wrong. What you don't understand is that this needs to multiply everything, and then so does this. And this is not 4, this is 40. And that's what we need to do. Now, when I come to the formal written method, it will become very clear. But for the time being, let's take a look at this. So I'm going to change my color from orange and keep those arrows there. Let's go red. So 40 multiplied by 70. Well, what I do is 4 times 7 is 28. And then I multiply that by 100. So we have 2,800. Now, usually I would say always have one number per square. But for the sake of this grid, we're going to ignore that. Now I'm going to do 40 times 3, which is 120. Now, looking at this, 2 times 70 is 140. And then 2 times 3 is 6. Okay? Now, it might take you a little bit longer to do those calculations, but that's essentially what you'll get in the end. Afterwards, all we have to do is some simple addition. Okay? And I'm going to stack this one up quite high. So let's do 2,800, add 140, because I like to do it in descending order, then 120, and then 6. Okay, let's get our line out. Ruler, right, fantastic. So we have 0, 0, 0, 6, we know that one's 6, and then 0, 4, 2, so that is 6 as well. We have 8, 1, 1, so that's 8, 9, 10, so 0, carry the 1 over, and then 2, 0, 0, 0, plus 1, so it's 3. So the answer to that question will be 3,066. Now you can pause the video now, get a calculator out and check, or you can take me on my word. Okay? But I do want to just recap on what we've done. Just go back through it. So we have done the calculation 42 multiplied by 73. To do this, we've partitioned up the 70 into 3 and the 40 into 2. And the reason we've done that is because we have to multiply each digit by each digit. A common mistake, and please don't do this, some people start timesing 7 by 3 and then 4 by 2. That is its own whole number, and that's its own whole number. Okay? Don't start multiplying within. And I think the grid really helps break that up. So we've done 40 multiplied by 70, which is 2,800, 40 multiplied by 3, which is 120, and we've done 2 multiplied by 70, which is 140, and 2 multiplied by 3, which is 6. And finally, we've got all the numbers, and then we add them all up together to get 3,066. So this is the grid method. The next method I'm going to show you, I really don't want you to sort of learn. It's the next step before the formal written method. However, I want to show you it in the next stage. Right, hello. Okay, so this is the next stage. So, like I said before, I don't want you learning this as a method, but I just want to show you what it might look like as we begin to move forward towards a formal written method. So let's pick two new numbers. Let's go 63 multiplied by 45. Okay? Now, I'm going to break this question up into 63 multiplied by 5 and 63. So let's give it a bit more space in between. 63 multiplied by 40. Now, you probably realize this is a little bit similar to the grid method already because I've partitioned the number up, but I've kept 63 the same. The only thing I've partitioned up is the 40 and the 5. So let's pick a nice new color for this. Let's go for this lovely green. Okay, so first of all, what we do is forgive my ruler. Come on, there we are. We do 5 multiplied by 3, which is 15. So we put a 5 here, then we carry the 1, and then we do 5 multiplied by 6, which is 30. And I know that's technically 60, but because it's in the tens column, we can just say it's 6 because it's already valued for us. So 5 times 6 is 30, add the 1 is 31. So we'd carry the 3 over here, but no need, as that's our last calculation. And then we go over to this side. And the reason I don't want you learning this method is because it may confuse you. For example, we have to do 0 times everything, so it should be 0 and 0. And then we add a placeholder in. And we're going to be doing this in the formal written method. The reason we add a placeholder in is because we're making it 10 times bigger. So we have 4 times 3, which is 12. So there, 2 there, exchange the 1 over. Then we have 4 times 6, which is 24, plus the 1, which is 5. Exchange 2, so 2 over here. Right? Now, once we've done that, like previously on the grid method, we need to add them up. So we do 2,520, add 315. I'm just going to move this down a little bit. So altogether, that's my ruler. We have 5, 3, 8, and then 2. And I tell you what, this time I'm going to use the calculator on my phone. So we have 63 multiplied by 45, and we should get 2,835. which is correct. So that's how I've partitioned it up. But like I said, I don't want you to know that method, right? That just shows you that what we're doing by partitioning the number does make sense. Now we're going to go on to the formal written method. This is the one I would like you to learn. So let's go on to number 4. And this time we're going to use my favourite colour. It's got to be blue. It's always blue. Right. So I'm going to let's pick something like 44. I do like 4s, if you haven't guessed that already, multiplied by 87. Okay, we're not messing around now. Big numbers. So, first rule, and then we're going to do our success criteria on the side like usual. And if you remember from any of the other videos, it's always larger number on top. Number. That's short for number, by the way. On top. So we're going to start with 87 on the top. And then we're going to put multiplied by 44. Okay, everything's all lined up, which is another one of our tips, but I'm going to leave it off because it's been in the other ones. Right. Now, how do we do this calculation? Well, like I said previously, if you remember from the other pages, what we have to do is, I can't believe I've done that. Just making sure I haven't got my ruler out again. Right, so we do 4 times 80, and then 4 times 7. Then we do 40 times 80, and then 40 times 7. Okay, so what that looks like here is that I start off with my 1s, and I do 4 times 7. So 4 times 7 we know is 28. So let's put, oh no, don't want to do it in orange. There'll be a lot of chopping and changing of colours, but hopefully it'll make it a bit clearer. So 4 times 7 is 28. So I'm going to put 8 there. I'm going to carry a little 2. Then I'm going to do 4 times 8. Now, like I said previously, I know it's 4 times 80, but because it's in the place value column, we can just say 4 times 8 is done for us. So 4 times 8 is 32, plus the 2 makes it 34. So we're going to put 4 there, we're going to carry the 30 over, but that's our last calculation, so it's 348. So just to recap, this is where I'm going to get the orange back. We've done this one, we've multiplied, and we've multiplied here as well. Now, this is the step that everyone forgets, and it's so important because if you don't remember to do it, you will get it all wrong. So I'm going to put it here. Add a placeholder. Okay. Sometimes I tell people just to add the placeholder in straight away. If they're a little bit forgetful, I say add the placeholder now because it will save you having to remember something else in the future. So the placeholder is just a 0. Now, we put the 0 underneath the 1s column. And the second thing I want to say is the reason we put placeholder is because now we're multiplying by 40. Okay, not 4, 40. But if we put that 0, then we can just say 4 times 7, 4 times 8. Okay, it saves us a bit of mental load. So I'm going to add my placeholder in here. And then I'm going to go and do exactly what I did with the 4s. And I'm going to pick a different colour. I'm going to go back to pink. I've got a thing with pink today. So we're going to do 4 times 7 and then 4 times 8. Back to blue. So 4 times 7, which, we know is 28. 8, 2. Notice how my first answer is going in the tens column, not the 1s, because the 1s is where the placeholder is. 2. Right? Then we do 4 times 8, which is 32, plus the 2, which is 4. And then we got 30 here. and we have 3,480. Now, you probably noticed that it's exactly the same number as the one above, just with a 0 on the end. It's because it's the same numbers, just 10 times bigger. That's how maths works, and it's beautiful. Right, but we're not finished, because if you remember from our grid method and the method before, we need to add, I was really trying to get that straight. We need to add those two totals together. This is what we put our add in here, and then we go down and we just add each column. Remember not to add the 44 and the 87. That sometimes does happen. We're past that now. We can kind of forget those numbers exist. We can just deal with these. So 8 plus 0 is 8. 4 plus 8 is 12. So carry the 1. 3 plus 4, remember not to multiply. Sometimes people multiply. 3 plus 4 is 7. Add 1 is 8. And then we've got nothing plus 3 is 3. So the answer to this question, and I'm not going to have space to put it in one number per square, but it's 3,828. Okay, so just to recap, let's go through our points. So the first thing we need to do is larger number on top, okay, which we did. Then we add our placeholder. Okay, I am skipping a couple of steps. That's because I kind of expect you to be able to multiply. Okay, after we've added our placeholder, multiply our tens by each digit. And then after we multiply the tens by each digit, what we need to do is add the two totals. Or we should call them products, because products is what you get after you multiply. So let's call it that. Add the two products. So this is the formal written method, okay? And it works when you're multiplying two-digit numbers by two-digit numbers. And it will work for any number, but you shouldn't be multiplying by 10, 100, and 1,000 in this method. You can, it will work, but you should be able to do that in your head. Now, if you are very confident with this, then you may go ahead, try out the booklet, try and answer the questions. The answers are in the booklet a little bit later on, so you can check them yourself, okay? But how about try doing it first, then check, and if not, go back. You can see the answer and see how can I get to that answer. If you have any questions, you can contact me. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bonus at the end of this video where I'm going to just verbally talk aloud me doing a question. Okay, if you're finding confident, you can go now. If you'd like to just see this and get another bit of practice, then carry on watching. Welcome to the bonus round. Sorry, I'm really cringy. But what I want to do in this one is go through these two questions, which are in your multiplication booklet, and just show you how I would do it. I'm going to narrate my voice out loud for the first one, and then I'm going to show you the sort of speed that you need to be getting to by the end of the booklet. Don't worry if you're not there yet, with the second one. Okay, so let's start with 12 times 34. So let's go over. Right, larger number on top, so 34, multiplied by 12. Let me just hide that. Draw my line. Perfect. Exactly what I want. Right, now I'm going to do 2 times 4, which is 8, then 2 times 3, which is 6. Okay, fantastic. Now I need a placeholder. Now I do 1 times 4, which is 4, and then 1 times 3, which is 3. After that, I need to do my addition. So let's get that. Move it across. Oh, no, well, this is what it is. 8 plus 0 is equal to 8. 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. And then 3 plus 0 is equal to 3, add the 1, that's 4. So the answer should be 408. Now, I'm going to move over onto this side. And like I said, this one, I'm not really going to narrate out loud. Just watch and see if you can perhaps narrate along or keep up. Okay, so. Okay, so hopefully you managed to keep up with those. I haven't checked these answers with a calculator. I was doing it mainly in my head, but let's give it a go now. So 12 times 34 is equal to 408. 45 times 67 is equal to 3015. Okay, so they're all good. Trust me, the method works. If you need any help, please obviously contact me and I will do my best to support you. But also go back through the videos and just break it down step by step. Pause it if you need to. It's much better to be correct than to be quick. Anyway, take care. Good luck.